Hey guys, Ben Beck here for Next Level Radio, and in this Next Level guest spotlight, Adam and I had the chance to have a conversation with the lead singer and co-creator of the band No More Kings, Mr. Pete Mitchell. But rather than talk to us on the phone like previous guest spotlights, Pete was awesome enough to chat with us via the webcam this time, which led to a much better conversation and a lot more fun. I've been a fan of Pete's for a long time. I was really excited to be able to speak with him, and he did not disappoint. Being a pop culture junkie like Adam and myself, Pete talked to Next Level about his music, pop culture references contained in his songs, his music being used in television and film, and much more. It was definitely an interview that was certainly a lot of fun for both myself and Adam, as well as a great opportunity for Next Level, and we definitely look forward to speaking to Pete again later on down the road, which Pete absolutely said during the interview we will have an opportunity to do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this interview, but before you do, make sure you check us out at www.nextlevelradioonline.com. Subscribe to us on Twitter, or on YouTube rather. You can find links to our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter accounts. Everything you need is right there on the homepage, as well as much more. So now, in the meantime, sit back and enjoy this interview with Pete Mitchell from No More Kings. Hey everybody, Ben Beck here for Next Level Radio, joined by Adam Gorey, and we're here with another Next Level guest spotlight. Now, anyone who knows Adam and I knows that we are pop culture junkies. Television, movies, music, I personally love it all, and it's really no surprise why I took to a band called No More Kings so quickly and easily because of that. I've been a huge fan of their music since 2007, pretty much when they released their first album. And tonight we are joined by the lead singer of the band. Please welcome to the program, Pete Mitchell. Pete, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So you're out in LA right now, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, about a 3-hour difference, opposite ends of the country, but it works.
Joining us from the Next Level Radio Hangout. We're not going to use its real name because they don't sponsor us.
Oh, that's a good point. It starts with a G and ends with an oogle. So, I want to jump straight into the music for now. It's been a while, but No More Kings just released. You just released your third album, titled 3. Right. You'd been releasing singles and such on YouTube and things like that for the past couple years. And I was getting really excited because I was really hoping it was going to lead to another album, which it did, which came out earlier this year. I've listened to it a couple times already. I'm already loving it. I'm not disappointed with the album at all. What can you tell people about the album that's going to want to draw people to listen to it?
Well, the difference between the first album and the second album was pretty big. We went on a huge funk kind of vibe for the second album. We did a lot of like Bill Withers and Aretha Franklin, like that era stuff. That difference from album 1 to album 2, I think, is there from album 2 to album 3. Everything just got stepped up. There's a lot more, the grooves are just funkier. Everything's just, leveled up, I feel like, on the third album. It's my favorite of our stuff. And it's weird because I always say that for the newest stuff. But in this case, I really feel that way. Like, a song like the new James Bond. I mean, to me, it's just funky and fun, and it's fast. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I feel like, from the high energy stuff, and then you've got like a song like Tracy's Song, which is just really sweet piano ballad that's a little bit like About Schroeder from the first album, but even more emotionally charged, I should say. So I feel like everything is just better.
Well, now that the new album's out, is there any chance for another tour in the U.S.?
Well, I would love to. The problem for us now is that we're completely independent, meaning we're off a record label, right. which offers a lot of really great freedoms, but it also offers a lot of challenges. And one of those challenges is not being able to afford a proper tour. We do scattered shows sometimes. A lot of times I'll come home. Neil, my writing partner, the other half of No More Kings, Neil, lives in Louisville, Kentucky. And so when we record, I fly out there. And we try to book shows around those times because I don't get out there very often. But I have a group of guys that I play with out here when we do live No More King shows out in Los Angeles. But, Neil doesn't appear in those. So to see No More Kings with me and Neil is kind of a rare thing.
Were you always a West Coast guy?
No, I grew up in Rhode Island, actually. I grew up in New England. Yeah, I lived there until I was like 23. I decided to make the trek out to the West.
Oh, cool.
So I've been out here ever since. That was 98.
Oh,
Okay.
you enjoying the sun?
Yeah, I love it out here, man. It's weird. Like, I've been out here for, I guess, 15 years or whatever it is, but I've never been out here for more than 2 years in a row. I always end up, like, I moved to Japan for a year and a half, then I came back for 2 years, and I moved to Hungary, and I came back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just weird. I get, like, wanderlust, and I keep... But I love Los Angeles. Like, it's the place I keep coming back to, so that says something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have more, I don't know what the word would be, like, I guess more steady weather, unlike us out here who go from blizzard conditions one week to like 70 degrees the next.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, again, I grew up on the East Coast, so I know what that's like, and there's a lot of charm, and you get, you know, gorgeous seasons. Autumn in New England is my favorite time of year anywhere in the world. It's just gorgeous. So you don't get that stuff out in Los Angeles because it is so even. But, you know, I like being able to be outside. I like being able to eat outside at a restaurant, you know?
Pretty much any time of the year.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are you like a Family Guy fan at all?
It's funny. I know, obviously, it's set in the fictional town of Quahog, right? So
Yeah.
I get the allure of for a New Englander to like it. I don't know. It never really resonated with me. You know what it is? Because I was a Simpsons guy.
Oh, okay.
So when Family Guy came out, it was like a less interesting version of The Simpsons. It's still really funny, but it's to me, it's kind of a one-note joke. But anyway, that's not what you're asking. You're asking about the fact that it's a New England thing. So yeah, I dig that.
Now I know recently your music has actually started showing up, and being the fan that I am, because I really am. It's not blowing smoke at all. I really am a legit fan. I have been since I met you back in 2007, and more recently, your music has actually started showing up in TV and film. I recently. I was getting caught up on the television show Psych because I had fallen behind on the final season.
I love that show.
And I do too. And imagine my surprise when I'm already loving an episode because, one, it's an episode about zombies.
Yeah.
Because Gus is having nightmares.
Yep.
It's got Bruce Campbell in it, who I absolutely love. So imagine my surprise when the closing credits hit.
Billy Zabka's in the episode, too.
That's right. And I know that's a big episode for a lot of guest stars.
Yes.
But imagine my surprise when the end credits hit and I hear they're coming to get you, Barbara, which is just, it's the topper of all things when it comes to that episode. Like, it made me it made it become quickly one of my favorite episodes of that show. But I mean, as a musician, how do you feel like when you start hearing your stuff in more mainstream things like that?
That's extremely exciting to me. And not to harp on this whole record label thing, but the exciting thing to me is, you know, for years we were on a record label and we had tons of resources and connections and all this stuff and you know, staff dedicated to getting that kind of placement. And we got nothing close to the level of placements we're getting now that we're completely independent. So we've got, you know, the Psych episode, which is giant for an independent band. You know, that's huge. It's a fantastic show. It was a perfect fit. But then we also we had 2 songs in this tremendous documentary called Dock of the Dead, which is, do you know about that? Have you heard about
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either. It's by the guys that did People versus George Lucas.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of that. I haven't seen that either.
Me neither. But these guys are legit though. They're like, you know, total. They would hang out with us. You know, they're total pop culture nerds, but they love documentary filmmaking. And this guy knows everything about zombies, so he made this zombie documentary. And we got 2 of our songs from this 3rd album in that. In the opening credits, they played the song "The Living Dead,"
which I love.
That's a fun, high energy, like Elton John kind of zombie song.
Yeah.
You know? And then they played "They're Coming to Get You, Barbara" in this montage section of Night of the Living Dead. The coolest thing about this stuff to me is, okay, obviously I was a huge Psych fan, so to have James Roday handpick that song, like hear it and say, yeah, this is the one we're using. The fact that he heard the song, is huge. And then in Night of the Living Dead, Judith O'Dea, they played this song for her because she was at one of the screenings. You know, so like the fact that I wrote a song about Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, and then Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, here's the song. That stuff blows my mind. So that was a long answer to the question. Yeah,
that's got to be like truly, like I don't even know how you could put that experience into words. That you write a song about Barbara, and Barbara actually gets to hear it.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. The other thing is we have a song about Bruce Lee on this album. Bruce Lee's daughter heard it, and retweeted about it. Like,
wow.
yeah, this stuff is blowing my mind. Like I'll write these things and they get in the hands of the people that they're about. And it's creepy. And, like,
How did They're Coming to Get You Barbara go over with her?
she loved it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, she's got to be like 80, right? 70 or 80 at this point?
Because
Yeah,
you got to figure the movie was what 60s, I think.
66 or 68?
Yeah, something like that. So so she's got to be up there in age right now. But just the fact that she heard it and enjoyed it, that's got to be.
Yeah, that was a real. That's just nice. I love that.
Yeah, it came out in '68.
Well, Roday, I think is he one of the executive producers of Psych now?
Now he is. Yeah, now
Okay.
he is. You know, I remember seeing his early screen test of that character and just being like, "Holy crap, he's gone." Like,
That was one of those it's like you said and it's going off topic a little bit, but that show, I don't think there's one episode that doesn't make me laugh. Great, because that show
and,
is
like, not even
hysterical.
that, but smile, right? Like even more than laughing. Like getting back to the whole Simpsons versus Family Guy thing. Family Guy makes me laugh, but The Simpsons makes me smile.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like Psych does both. You know, Psych is so charming in their friendship and their silliness. Like I want to hang out with those guys. You know?
Oh, absolutely. So and then you got to also search for the pineapple in every episode too.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta start watching that show. I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet.
Yeah,
It's good. It took me a couple episodes to get into, but it's really good.
and there's always episodes of that show that just stick out to me that I just
Yeah.
absolutely love. I think it was I don't know if it's the first or second season, but there was one episode where they were at the spelling bee, and like that episode still to me just sticks out. So. Your music, though, I mean, talking about Night of the Living Dead and things like that, your music is full of pop culture references. Like, it's to the point now when I heard this new album, I purposely didn't look at the titles of any songs because I wanted to see if I could figure out what the pop culture references were in those songs.
God. How far did you get?
I got pretty far. Like, when you mentioned Enter the Dragon, which was about Bruce Lee. And I started hearing a song about a dragon, and my mind just starts racing. It's like, okay, what could this be about? Could this be about Game of Thrones? Could this be about
Hobbit?
Could this be about The Hobbit? Could it be about Pete's Dragon? Because when it comes to the references that you use, it could be about anything
It really could be.
pertaining to a dragon. So the moment I heard fists and everything, I'm like, okay, this is about Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. I'm like, that's pretty badass. Zombies, I know you do a lot of. You have Zombie Me from the first album. They're Coming to Get You, Barbara, and The Living Dead on the new album. Knight Rider, Short Circuit, Gulliver's Travels, Peanuts, which was about Schroeder. About Schroeder threw me the first time I heard it, too.
Yeah. That's a bit of a twist, right?
Yeah, because you don't know what it's about until the very last word.
Yeah, it takes that one line.
It's that last line of the song that really gives the whole thing away.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a sweet love song.
It is. Now, you do have a couple songs on the albums that don't have any pop culture references, at least that I can't pick up on.
No, that's right. I tend to write about two things. I either write about pop culture stuff, and not more specifically stuff that I grew up with or dug. I mean, I'm not just picking random things, but so I'm either writing a story from the perspective of that, or I'm writing about myself.
Yeah.
So songs like Umbrella or This or Someday, or Paper Airplane, any of those kinds of songs. Those are just me. Those are about me.
Yeah.
I mean, and then all the other stuff.
Someday is probably one of my favorite songs off that album. But my absolute favorite song, still to this day so far, I was going to bring this up a little later, but I can bring it up now since we're already talking about it. My favorite song out of all three albums so far is This.
Really?
I that is probably my favorite No More King song.
Wow, man.
Do you hate it? You sound surprised.
No, that blows me away. I love that because, like, again, when we first started writing a lot of pop culture heavy songs, I was really afraid of being a novelty band. I had this deep fear of like not being able to be taken seriously, and I finally got over that because I realized, you know what, it doesn't matter. This is fun. I'm writing about fun stuff. People are smiling. It's making people happy. But I still had that secret desire, like, a song like this. That's for me. That's kind of heavy stuff, yeah, that's exciting to me that's your favorite because that's a really personal and important song to me.
I mean, and especially because of the fact that it's the pop culture references in your music that really drew me into your music, but it's a song that doesn't have any of the pop culture in it that really grabbed me more than anything else.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a really great ballad. But I have to ask you, this is the one question that's always been curious to me because I've never been able to figure it out, and maybe you're not supposed to figure it out, but what exactly is the this in the song?
The this is that conversation. It's an allusion to being in the moment. The silly answer is, I remember watching City Slickers, and there's that scene where he holds up the finger and says everybody has their one thing.
Yeah.
He means that one thing's different for every person. I felt that way. The song is literally about a conversation I had with my best friend at the time, Brendan. He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life, and we were talking about that, and he was like, how do you know that you want to be an artist and a singer? Like, how do you just know that? And he was like, I don't know. We just got talking about like the future and what the meaning of it all was. And I said, for me, the meaning is this. It's this conversation. It's this just being here with you right now and having this connection, in this moment. That was the important thing for me. So it gets a little loosey-goosey, the song itself in some areas, but it's essentially about being able to recognize the moment, the moment where life gives you a hug or whatever.
So it's basically, it's pretty much a song that's Carpe Diem, like it's living in that moment.
Yeah. It literally is, yeah.
So, but I mean, with all the pop culture references and all your songs and everything, I really think it was Sweep the Leg that really grabbed everybody's attention when it came to you guys and got you guys even more noticed than you already were. And it's pretty much the biggest reference is the Karate Kid, obviously. There's other references in the videos, in the video for Sweep the Leg, which I think there's 3 versions of the video now.
And each one's like 30 minutes long.
Yeah. The first video I saw, I think it was like 10, 15 minutes long, but it's great.
Well, but I love it. I mean, I still love that video. It's so out there and so goofy, and for me, it immediately reminds me of being in that moment when I stepped onto it's sort of in 2 halves. The first half is me chasing Billy around in a trailer park, basically fighting him, and then at one point we fall through the floor of something, and we end up in the 1985 tournament, the All Valley High tournament. And when I walked into that set and they had totally faithfully recreated, it blew me away. I was like, I can't believe I'm standing in the middle of my favorite film.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to ask. I mean, because being the pop culture junkie that you are, being on set that looks exactly like the Karate Kid, but not only being on that set, but being surrounded by Billy Zabka. I don't know. I don't think you were ever in a scene with Ralph Macchio, but he was in the video with you.
I was, but it didn't have to be. Anyway, go ahead.
And Martin Kove, Sensei Kreese, and so you're not only on a set that looks exactly like it, but you're surrounded by all these actors that were in the movie at the time. You're literally living the Karate Kid at that moment.
That is the dream.
Yeah.
God, it is.
And I have to ask, like, how did you pull that off? Like, how the hell did you get all these guys to come back to do this video?
Man. It was all Billy Zabka. Just along those lines, there was a moment where in the video where I get thrown into the crowd of Cobra Kai, and Martin Kove grabs me and like kind of throws me back into the thing. It just gives me this look for a minute. It was exhilarating, terrifying. It was so weird. Like Sensei Kreese is like. Anyway, so that blew my mind. But no, once we got the big thing was getting Billy Zabka involved, and he has heard so many bands come to him with versions of, but this kind of an idea. Hey man, we wrote a song about you. We wrote a song about your character. But he said they were always like kill, die, just rip his leg off, Johnny. Like really violent, heavy kind of bands. And this was the first one that was like, not just sonically a little more accessible, but he said once and the funny thing is I was there when he heard it for the first time. He had headphones on. We were in this hotel in Santa Monica by the ocean. And I'm just watching him listen. I can't hear, but I can kind of hear the little bit of bleed, but I see him smiling at all the right moments and like getting it, And by the end, he realized, like, dude, this song is I don't know. It was like he'd never heard that side of the story. He'd never heard the story told from his perspective, where you realize that he's actually not the bad guy, and he's, you see that in the movie, like that final scene where he is like, "You're all right, LaRusso," and hands him the trophy. That's why I wrote the song, because I was like, holy crap, he's not the bad guy. The sensei's the bad guy.
They should have totally played that on How I Met Your Mother. With
I know, and that'd have been great when he with the clown episode where he takes it off. Yeah. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Do you know what's funny? I actually went back and rewatched that episode where he was in the clown makeup, and you completely don't realize he's in that entire episode in the clown makeup.
Yeah,
in the clown.
Yeah, he didn't come in just for that moment. He's there the whole time.
He's there the whole time, and you don't realize it's him until the very end when he takes everything off.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, that was perfect.
Do you still talk to any of those guys?
Just Billy, really.
Okay.
I see Martin Kove every once in a while. I saw him at Comic-Con recently. He's great. He's just a great guy. So I see Sensei Kreese every once in a while. But Billy I see pretty regularly. We sort of kind of became friends through that. I mean, not like we don't hang out all the time, but like, you know, we'll get together, we'll get coffee, talk about what he's working on, we'll get pizza, I'll go swim in his pool. Like, we actually kind of connected making this thing. And,
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I think, he's done a lot of directing, but I think that video might have been, he directed that video.
Oh, cool.
I told you that. So to get back to the original question that you asked, that's why we got everybody, because once Billy decided to direct it, he called up all his old friends.
He brought
Ralph
everybody
Macchio was the hardest. What's that?
I was just going to say he brought everybody in.
He brought everybody in. Yeah, it was totally him. And Ralph Macchio was actually the hardest, only because for Ralph, he didn't see really how he fit into it. It felt very gimmicky, and I mean, he's right to an extent, but not until Billy sent him a rough cut, and then Ralph's daughter was the one who actually got him in. She watched it with him and was like, "Dad, you got to do this," And he was like, "All right." So he flew out to be in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Billy, I think that set him on his path of like directing. So now he's been directing a lot of videos. He directed a really great Hangover type spoof for Rascal Flatts, the band Rascal Flatts.
Okay.
Really great video.
Well, I love how you say when we asked you if you still talk to anybody, and you're like, well, really only Billy. Like, does it really matter? Like, Billy's probably the biggest person out of the entire group.
Just Billy. It's just Billy Zabka.
Just Billy. It's no big deal. I talk to Billy Zabka, and I hang out with Billy Zabka.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. No big deal. I wanted to ask you, with all the pop culture references and stuff, I'm sure just to write the music, you probably don't really run into any issues. But as far as when you're doing videos and stuff, do you ever have any, do you ever have to get permission for any of this stuff?
Absolutely. That was the biggest hurdle, honestly, for the Sweep the Leg video. We had everything planned out. We were ready to go. We had the cast, which was really hard. But because it wasn't quite a parody, because we were actually using the real characters and the real settings, we couldn't use, parody fair use is a kind of a loose law that lets you, spoof something easily. But we weren't really spoofing it so much. So we actually had to get with Sony, who owned the rights, and we had to pay for it. I don't remember how much it was, but it was significant to get the rights to use, those characters and that imagery.
Right.
The other thing is, which this was kind of a bummer. So when their 40th anniversary came around, or maybe it was their 35th, it might have been their 35th. It was 5 years ago. For the Karate Kid, they were putting it on Blu-ray for the first time ever, and they were going to include Sweep the Leg on the extras for the Blu-ray. So for me, that would have been we would have been officially tied to this film moving forward.
Right.
And for rights or whatever, I think they had to try to clear the same rights, and they weren't able to do it. There were problems with Sony. I don't remember exactly what it was, but because of rights, because of this thing that you're talking about, we weren't able to get on that Blu-ray.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, because that would have been huge.
Wouldn't that have been? Because a lot of people saw the video. Millions of people saw this video. So I'm very lucky that happened, and I got that kind of exposure. But can you imagine how many more would have seen it if it were on the Blu-ray?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, are there any videos or anything like that you weren't able to do because of that reason also?
No, we were going to do a live action video for Michael, the Knight Rider song. Mm-hmm. And at the time I still am friends with, but I've become friends with Terry Fader. He's a ventriloquist that won.
He won America's Got Talent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was talking to David Hasselhoff daily because David was a judge, and he actually presented the song to him. He's like, "Hey man, my friend Pete has a song. Would you be in it?" And we actually got as far as like that, where he heard the song. Speaking of having people, I forgot to mention that one. Yeah, Michael Knight heard my song about Michael Knight. That's pretty big. And I don't know if that was a rights issue that ended up, but we ended up, I think it might have just been cost that ended up making us decide to do that video animated.
Okay.
So not really, but it is definitely, it's definitely a hurdle that you have to jump over. And it's especially, like you said, especially for someone like me. Most bands don't have this problem because most bands don't
have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah. But almost every other song I've written is a pop culture song. So yeah.
I was just going to ask, was Hasselhoff willing to do it?
Yeah, he was.
Really?
I was gonna say, it was weird, though. It was right at the time where that whole like lying on the floor drunk with a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So like my record label was like, "Do we really want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "I don't know."
Because if he was willing to do Piranha 3D, I'm pretty sure he was probably willing to do that. So
he's got a wide open schedule.
Yeah, he's kind of like Shatner. He doesn't really turn down anything at this point.
It's like Robert De Niro these days. He does the same thing. Does like every.
Oh yeah. Get all three of them in the video.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be amazing.
Now, at one time on your career, you worked for Disney and the Jim Henson Company. What exactly did you do with them?
For Disney, I animated, not film. I worked for both of those companies. I worked in their video game division, and
Okay.
so for Disney, the first project I had was a Lion King like sing along thing. Like, so I got to animate all these. I didn't animate the principal characters. They had approved people do that, so I didn't get to animate Timon or Pumbaa, but I got to do all these like really cute African-inspired animations behind that. And then I just stayed on to do a bunch of those types of projects, video game stuff, animating interfaces and UI and that kind of thing. From there, I went to Henson. And Henson, I did a lot of, similarly, I did video game stuff, but I did a lot of web stuff. So I designed, like, the show Farscape?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did a really cool website for that show, like a really in-depth kind of immersive website for that show, back when those kinds of websites were a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just do that now,
Well, I mean, speaking of all your animation, you're obviously one hell of an animator. I mean, you've even animated, like you said, Michael, some of the music videos and stuff, and on your website, which is nomorkings.com for anybody who wants to go check it out. And we saw some pictures of you drawing caricatures of people at San Diego Comic-Con. Is there any chance of you doing that at maybe some other conventions? I know Philly is coming up next month.
Oh, yeah? It's probably
Yeah.
too soon for that one. Absolutely, man. That was the thing I realized. Oh, just to clarify, I didn't actually animate the Michael video. This amazing group out of San Francisco called Ghostbot did the animation. I just art directed that. So
Oh, okay.
I sort of oversaw that. But they really tried to make sure that they captured my sort of loose spaghetti arm style. So we worked closely so that it would at least look like I could have animated it. But
Yeah,
they were,
it's very Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
that's what we were trying to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it like very retro and sort of charming, and thank you. So I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing about Comic-Con, I had so much fun, but it's so huge. It's just too big. It's too. So my first thought after that was, I want to do this again, but I want to do it at a much smaller con. So yeah, I would absolutely look into it. What's Philly's con? What is it?
It's Wizard World. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the same entity as San Diego Comic Con, because San
Yeah.
Diego Comic Con has pretty much taken on a life of its own, and it's become huge to the point where I've tried going, and if you don't get tickets within like the first hour, you don't get tickets to
I
Comic
don't
Con.
know if it's worth it, man. I don't know if it's worth it. I think the smaller ones are way better. It's not even a Comic-Con anymore. It's all about movie studios.
Yeah.
Well, Ralph Macchio is going to be at the Philly one. I mean, you guys can reconnect.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because Philly Comic Con is coming up.
I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah, because Philly's coming up next month in June here in Philly, and then in October, New York Comic Con is going to be back up
Oh,
in
wow.
New York. So that might be something, because I know I'm going to be going to both. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, I'd love to get a caricature of myself drawn by you. I mean, that would just be awesome.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, going back to even you said you didn't actually do the animating for Michael. So what was it like to see yourself animate? Since you didn't draw it, somebody else drew it for you. What's that like? Because that's like, I think that's everybody's like secret dream, is to see themselves animated.
Oh my God, yeah! To have your own show, I would love to have a animated like half-hour Saturday morning cartoon show about me, like Jackie Chan Adventure style. Dude, that was the craziest thing. So I went up there, and these guys are amazing. These three guys out of San Francisco, and the one guy who was in charge of animating my dance moves he was so nervous to show me the footage, because he had finished a couple and he had all this footage of me dancing from live shows and stuff, and he had to like distill what my essential Pete moves were and animate those. And one of those was the like spaghetti arm kind of thing. Stuff I didn't realize I even did, but like, yeah, there it was. So that was the coolest moment, watching this guy, nervously show me all of the Pete dance moves that he had animated.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to get back to the music. On your YouTube page, I've spent a lot of time on the No More Kings YouTube page.
Oh, wow.
And it's mainly because you do a lot of great covers on the page.
Oh, thanks.
Toto by Africa.
Yeah.
It's on my iPod. Like I love that cover. The
thanks.
Hall & Oates cover that you did of "You Make My Dreams Come True" was great. Ghostbusters 1 and 2, like the Ray Parker theme and the Bobby Brown theme. You do so many covers, but the coolest thing about them is you're doing them solo now, because I know you have a new album that you're working on right now, solo covers.
Yeah, that's right.
And you do it with your iPad. You use is it the Loop app?
Yeah, Loopy.
Yeah. I know I first caught wind of that. I saw you doing it on your videos, but I didn't really know exactly what it was. I just thought it was something that you were using an iPad for. But then I got more recognized with what that app was because Jimmy Fallon had Billy Joel on.
Yes.
And
yes,
he did the doo-wop session using
Yes.
that. And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, well, so the cool thing about that is I started using this app. I've been looking for – I was using hardware loopers for a long time. Boss has one. Zoom has one. Electro Harmonix has one. There's this amazing guy called Reggie Watts. Do you know about him?
Yes. Yes, I know Reggie.
He's like – yeah, he's incredible. So watching that kind of stuff and getting really excited about the possibilities of doing loop performances. With hardware stuff, though, it's tricky. Like, they're pedals, so they're stomp-based. So I was using them as a, handheld. But anyway – when the iPad came out and I saw the potential for making music and doing live stuff with an iPad, and there wasn't a looper yet. And so then when that looper came out, I was like, oh my God, this is infinitely better than any hardware looper that I've seen.
Yeah.
The fact that it's already on, that it's on my iPad, that I could just plug in through a headphone jack, like this thing is, I'm going to use this. So I ended up becoming friends with the guy that wrote that. His name is Michael Tyson, not the boxer.
Yeah, he probably has to go by Michael.
You can't just. Do you remember Office Space?
Yes.
Yeah,
Michael Bolton.
It's funny. We spoke to Ben had I think mentioned earlier. I don't know if this was before we had started, but we spoke to Michael Rowe from Arrow last week, and he was saying he has to go by Michael Rowe because of the Dirty Jobs guy.
Yeah.
And I brought up that exact same thing with Office Space to him.
Why should I have to change my name? He's the asshat. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah. Anyway, so we became friends, and he featured one or two of my songs on his page for the Loopy app. So when I saw the Billy Joel thing, I was like, oh, good for him, because like that's huge exposure for that app. You know? But yeah. So I used that. Dude, this cover album I'm using, I recorded. I brought everything into Logic on my laptop, but I recorded everything with this little I have it over here. This little Zoom mic. That plug, I know you guys can't see it on the radio, but you guys can.
Yeah.
It looks like a little disco ball.
It's like a little disco ball. It's a condenser mic, and it's like $100, and it sounds way like it looks like you're using the Yeti. Is that what you're using upside down there?
A mic condenser mic?
Yeah. What is that?
No, this is. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. No, it just looks like.
But it's funny that you mentioned the Zoom, because I actually, and I know, again, this is something that our listeners aren't going to be able to see, but I'm showing you. I actually have an older model Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a cell phone.
That looks like a cell phone that I love, because I use this for interviews and things like. We actually use this when we shot him. This is going back a little ways. I actually contacted you a ways back to be able to use some No More Kings music for a movie that we were going to be shooting, and unfortunately that project fell through, and we ended up doing something else. But we actually ended up using this Zoom thing for a boom mic at certain times, and it picked up the audio just as well as a normal microphone. So the Zoom products are great.
Yeah, oh, they're fantastic. Yeah, I'm really psyched with them. So I was surprised because I have a Yeti mic by Blue, and Blue makes great microphones, but it's a USB mic, and there's something about it, I don't know. I was getting a really tinny, kind of thin sound with vocals for that, and I just ended up, going into my bedroom, which is a little more muffled, and just recording into my iPad. And so I did all the vocals for this whole cover album that I'm releasing on my iPad with this little mic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what you can do with technology. I wouldn't have been able to do that, 5 years ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the fact that we're doing a radio show every week and all the time, and we're not even in the same room with each other. It's, that's proof of technology right there.
That's nuts. Yeah.
So, I mean, when can we expect a release of the album? Anytime soon, or?
I'm hitting a problem where I won't stop messing with it. Like, it's probably done, but I just can't. Like, I can't stop fiddling with stuff. So I'm hoping to release it next month. I'm really hoping to be done
that's
with
great.
it myself. Yeah.
Because
it's done.
I know I'm looking forward to hearing it. So if it's anything like some of the covers that you've done on the YouTube page, I'm really looking forward to hearing it.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, in fact, my girlfriend, I came up with a set list and I started recording everything, and she looks at it and she's like, "Where's Africa?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You have to put Africa on this." So I was like, "Crap." Because I was trying to do the whole thing by myself, and if I'm going to put Africa on there, I need to use those guys. Dan Kalisher and Will Harrington, the two guys you see in that video, are phenomenal musicians. So I talked to them, and we're going to try to set up a time to record that.
Oh,
so
that's
hopefully
awesome.
that'll make it. Yeah, if it doesn't make it on there, it'll be on the second one. I don't think I can only do one. I think
Enough material already for a second album?
I already have. So. Yeah, I've got. I'm trying to put 10 on this one, and I've already recorded 17.
Wow.
So yeah, I got a pretty good head start on the second album.
And it's funny that you bring up your girlfriend wanting Africa on this album, because that was when I heard you were when I heard the third album was coming out. That was actually one of the tracks I was kind of hoping was going to be on it, and it wasn't. But I had already had it on my iPod anyway, so it's already in my collection no matter what. But the other cover that's on the album that's actually really good is "Bad Bad Leroy Brown."
Yes,
which is pretty. It's just a fun cover that you guys do.
Thanks, man. That was a tough one only because it's such a simple song and there's not a lot of stuff going on. What am I trying to say? Structurally, there's no bridge. There's no, it's just verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. The whole way through.
Yeah.
It's a story song. So it's that's what Jim Croce did. So when we were thinking about tackling that as a cover, it was like, what can we do to really energize this and make it fun the whole way through? And I think Neil, Neil's incredible. He's become an incredible producer and an arranger, and he's a multi-instrumentalist. And I show up and I just get in front of a mic and sing, but he does all the real magic, in terms of audio engineering and producing that you hear. So that's a real credit to him being able to breathe that life into it and still make it feel like a No More Kings song.
Yeah, it's just got like a nice upbeat kind of like funky feel to the cover, and it's like a refreshing take on that song, which I absolutely love.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's hard when you have such, especially with a song like that like I grew up listening to that. It's there's the question of why even bother? Why bother remaking a song like that? And that's always tricky because some people believe that there are sacred songs that you don't really mess with, and some people don't. And I don't. I think everything is worth trying. Worth trying to put your own spin on.
Do you have to like the song to make a cover of it? Like, did you ever listen to a song not like it and say, I think I can do this a little better?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think those are the more fun ones to do.
Yeah. I was going to say, because, Ben and I have talked about this before, about cover songs that are actually better than the original. And, nothing against Nine Inch Nails, but I know Johnny Cash's version of Hurt was fantastic.
It's so much better than Nine Inch Nails version, and it's
so moving and soulful and, like, sad. And
especially the video. I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but, it's sad almost, you know what I mean?
That's not the animated black and white one, is it?
I don't know. It's not animated. It might be black and white.
It's black and white, yeah, but I don't believe it's animated.
It's black and white.
Yeah. Speaking of Neil, I loved the video on your YouTube page. It's the first video that comes up about. I forget what it's called. Like, my name is Pete or something like that. And like you come in with the introduction. You might know me as No More Kings, but I'm only one half.
I just watched that too.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's the thing. That's what was happening. Like, I felt so bad for Neil. Like. Well, I don't feel that bad for him, but he was sort of the invisible member for a long time. Like when people thought of No More Kings, they thought of me, and I think that's fine. It's just because that happens with a lot of bands. The lead singer is the one that you know by name, but especially in No More Kings' case because I'm the one on social media. Like I'm the one posting all the time. I'm the one in constant contact with fans. I'm always making these other videos, like you said, these little cover songs and stuff. It's weird because like. Some of those covers are just me, and I feel weird putting them on No More Kings' page. But then, it's like, well, I have to. Like that's that's my audience.
Yeah,
that's how people know you.
It almost be like starting over if you had to create your own page and everything.
I think it would be, yeah. And I think people are cool enough. They're cool enough with it to go. Yeah, I know what's No More Kings. I know when Neil and Pete get together, they do No More Kings stuff. But when Pete does stuff on his own, it's this, and that's fine.
Right.
So I'm glad that they've been okay with that.
And if you want to follow Pete on Twitter, it's @DasPetey, which is awesome.
Thank you.
You have your own website now, too, which is www.daspetey.com.
Yeah.
Too, which is where I found out about your solo albums and
cool.
And everything
Yeah,
else.
I couldn't remember if I had told you that when you brought that up. I was like, oh, did I tell him about that already?
You didn't, but I do my research.
Nice. Ooh.
So I told you I'm a fan, so are we gonna get any more music from No More Kings anytime in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. We recorded. Well, the weird thing about NMK3, this third album, was it kind of is two mini albums smashed together. It was 1973, which was, a bunch of songs written about events that happened in 1973. So that's Tricky, the new James Bond, Tracy song, the Jim Croce song, Enter the Dragon, and the Elvis song.
The Graceland.
Alone in Graceland. Thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Forgot the title of your own song.
Yeah, seriously. God, that happens all the time. This was scary. When I'm doing a show sometimes and I look out and I see people in the audience singing along, I go, oh, fuck, like they're going to know the lyrics better than me. Like, and it happens.
But,
anyway,
but that's a huge credit to you, though, if that is true. that if they do know the lyrics better than you. I mean, because you have a huge library that you have to remember, outside of stuff that they haven't even heard before as fans.
Right.
So you have so much more that you have to remember than they do, but the fact that they remember the lyrics completely as well as that's a huge compliment to the music.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to watch that. Thank you, I appreciate that. I feel that way too. I'm always blown away. Like, how the heck do you guys know this?
Yeah.
Well, I know for a fact you're not the only artist who forgets the lyric, because I know actually my wife was just at a Ben Folds concert like a month or so ago, and I know he was touring doing a lot of compositions. Not every place he went was he singing, and he just happened to be singing while he was in town here, and there were a couple songs where he kind of forgot the lyrics to it, and he needed the audience to kind of help him out.
He's great though. He's so charming that he can pull that off no problem. No one's gonna give me shit for that.
Are we gonna? I'm assuming a lot of the pop culture references that you use in the songs or anything are older. Like Short Circuit and Knight Rider and things like that. They're older references. But do you ever feel you need to bring some newer references in, or do you like sticking to the older stuff?
It's funny when you said you were trying to figure out what Dragon was about and Game of Thrones crossed your mind. My first thought was, I wouldn't write about it. That's too new.
Yeah.
And then exactly as I thought that, I thought, why do I feel that way? So yeah, it's weird. I probably should, but there's something about when I do sit down to think about subject matter for a song, I end up going back first. I end up digging into stuff that I grew up with, or stuff that is a little more nostalgic. And I'm not sure why. There's really no reason for it. There's no overarching thematic reason to stay away from new stuff. I just think I gravitate towards that older stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I think nostalgia actually appeals to more people too. I mean,
well, probably it has a longer chance for people to become like the Karate Kid fan base that I had no idea I was tapping into was gigantic.
Yeah, I mean, they made Throwback Thursday, for God's sake. People love older stuff.
No, you're right. That's true.
So I mean, Sweep the Leg was obviously the song that really got my attention as far as you guys, and then I bought the album. And again, like I said, this and Someday were songs that I absolutely love. But as far as the pop culture songs go, I actually ended up gravitating more towards Zombie Me, just because I'm a huge Zombie fan. So I mean, Zombie Me was a great song, and then 3 was great for me because you have 2 zombie songs on the album with Living Dead and They're Coming to Get You, Barbara.
Ben, what did you think about the remake of Zombie Me versus?
I liked it. I really dug it.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. It's a different take. It makes it almost like a completely different song, but it's still a great song.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, I was curious because I know people sometimes get possessive about original things. You know what I mean? And I know as a fan of other artists, if they were to release an updated version or something, I kind of would cringe maybe. So I'm just curious, if that bothered you, or if you
no, not at all. As a matter of fact, just because I knew we were going to be talking to you today, last night I actually went to an advanced screening of a movie in Jersey. So driving into Jersey from here in PA and then driving home, I had No More Kings on my iPod the whole time. I was just listening to the music. And I distinctly remember, actually, it's funny that you bring that up. I actually distinctly remember driving back home over the bridge and that song coming on. And I remember I already knew the lyrics from, obviously from the first one. But I still found myself just singing along, even though, and I messed up every once in a while, obviously, because the album's still new, so I'm still trying to get the rhythms down because the rhythms are a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
But I tried. And that was the biggest part. I was still because I have no shame, so I have no problem belting that music in my car with the windows down or anything like that. And your music is no exception. I belt out. It's weird because I'll try and sing songs, and there's obviously songs that are way out of my range or not even close enough to my range. But your music actually kind of falls into it. I find I can actually match pitch with a lot of... I'm not saying at all that I'm a great singer.
Yeah, I want to see you match pitch.
No, not at all. But I love singing along with your music when I have it on. It's that's like I said, I'm a legit fan. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or anything like that. I actually am a legit fan. So,
he has your poster right next to his bed.
I'm not that much of a fan.
Does he kiss a goodnight?
Yeah.
But I did like the remake of the song. I really enjoyed it.
Right on, thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking about. It's funny that you say the idea of singing along. I know a lot of artists end up releasing karaoke versions of their tracks, and
I was actually thinking about that today too, and actually maybe bringing that up.
Yeah, I think enough people have expressed interest in that idea, I just love the idea of like, whether a person's a good singer or not, I would love to see somebody send me a video of them singing
Yeah.
one of my songs. You know what I mean? Like, I've only seen a couple bands that have covered No More King stuff. It doesn't happen very often. Mostly it's a cappella groups. That happens a lot. But anytime that happens, I'm blown away. Oh, speaking of my friend, so my friend Terry Fader has his first solo album out, and he covered Leroy and Me.
Okay.
And he does it's like a more country like fiddle version of it, but it's amazing. Like it's.
I'll have to check that out. Is it on YouTube at all? Or?
You know what it might be? It's got to be. It's just do a thing for. Do to Terry Fader, Leroy and Me, but the problem is that's going to come up with like a duet that we sang.
Well, even I'd still be willing to check that out too. I mean,
we'll try it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, try to track it down. But anyway, it's just it's definitely on iTunes, and you can preview the.
Yeah,
I mean, if we find it, we can tweet it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was blown away by it because he's a fantastic singer, like a ridiculously good singer.
Oh, even when he's not moving his mouth, he's still a great singer. That's the weirdest part about it. It's funny because like I got Adam and I actually met years ago because I used to be a DJ doing like trivia and things like that at bars and things like that, and that's how Adam and I met. Adam, he would come out with his group of friends, and I was the one hosting trivia and everything like that. But at that particular bar, I actually remember turning on a couple people to No More Kings, to your music and No More Kings, because I would actually play it at the bar. So, and I would have people come up to me asking me who the band was.
Wild.
So I know one girl in particular ended up buying, like the first 2 albums after I introduced her to it.
Thank you for that.
So,
Well, I think
it's great,
I think what we need to do is when we start having live calling contests on our show, Ben, we need to do that, what you tried to do with the new album, play the song and see if they can tell us what the pop culture reference is.
Wow.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
That would be fun. I think that would be really fun.
So, I know we got to start wrapping things up eventually, but I do have one more question that I wanted to bring up to you. I saw this on the No More King site, and I didn't really know anything about it. I just read it recently, actually. Is there any update to the Critical Hit game?
Oh man, that breaks my heart.
Oh, that would break mine too, just knowing.
It breaks my heart. Yeah, no, I spent a year and a half working full time on that game, and it just went through so many problems. It's funny, like the bigger something, I'm realizing this now, the bigger something gets, the more full of problems it's going to be. I don't know how people make feature films. I don't know how they do it. They're just covered in problems. Anyway, so money and expectations and staffing and so many problems after another that the project eventually got canceled.
That's a shame.
Really sad. I know, it's funny because I just came across a folder on my hard drive full of all the artwork I had done for Critical Hit, and I was so proud of that. I was so proud of like what we were going to do. The cool thing is, when we were in the middle of making it, it was going to be like an old school RPG. You make your party and you run around and you explore dungeons, but it was really irreverent and silly and this like Monty Python level of humor.
Yeah.
It was going to be great, and at the time, we were like 6 months into this, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone announced that they were going to put a South Park RPG out, and we were like, holy crap, they're going to destroy us. Like, that's going to be way better than us. And theirs came out, and it's unbelievable. It's everything we were trying to do.
Oh, so I've already played it. Yeah, it's hysterical.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. So it's exactly the style. It's maybe a little more crass than I would have made mine, but that, only because that's just how I am. But anyway, so I feel like that, at least that was served. I specifically wanted to do it for the iPad, though, because I got this iPad, which is this great point-and-click kind of fun adventure, and nobody was making any games that serviced that world. So that's why I was like, dude, I gotta make an old-school RPG where you make, turn-based combat. Like, forget real-time. I hate all these games that are real-time combat. I don't hate them, but, for an iPad, like, it's a perfect device for turn-based. Anyway, since then, I think some games have come out, but that was the reason why I wanted to do Critical Hit. So yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that. The thing is, I came up with like maybe 400 pages worth of story for that, and story ideas that I'll probably turn into something eventually whenever I get out of the non-compete clause time frame.
Like a graphic novel or something like that?
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. So I mean, those stories will live on, but it's a shame that the game itself isn't going to come out.
Yeah. You sell your artwork.
I do. Yeah,
okay.
I do.
You have an Etsy page?
I do. Yep, it's Etsy. I don't know how Etsy does it, if it's etsy.com/daspd or daspd.etsy.com.
But if they go to etsy.com and search DasPD, they can find your page.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff up there actually. But the cool thing that's been I've been getting back into. So last year I did a lot of stuff where we were building out our NoMoreKings.com website to be. I wanted it to be really rich, and I wanted somebody to be able to spend hours on there just digging through stuff, you know. And so we decided to make each song have its own page, and it would have a story about what the song was about. It would have video content that was related. So, just every media type that we could think of for that song. And I really was passionate about growing all those, and I didn't get very far. So I'm trying to get back into that now. But what I was doing was the artwork I would make for each song, I would sell, and I just put it up online just kind of on a whim. And people dug it, and people were buying it. So I thought, oh man, I need to do more of this.
It's Etsy.com. Etsy.com/shop/DasPD.
Aha.
But like you said, you can just search it.
Yeah. So thank you.
All right, I know we're coming to the end. I mean, we've already spent almost an hour with you, which is fantastic. Like, we love the time that you spent with us. Usually, anytime we come to an end of an interview, what we like to do is we do, like, a couple rapid-fire questions.
No.
We just throw a couple questions at you. You don't have to go
Everybody
into
says
any,
that.
You don't have to go into any detail if you don't want.
Okay. All right.
Just answer the first thing that comes to your head, and just shoot right through them.
Okay.
So
Everybody fears them. I promise, it's easy.
All right.
It's like it's like when you get a tetanus shot. It's like, all right, don't worry. It's
Wait, don't compare it to that.
okay.
he might be
Just
scared
don't-
of needles. Don't do that.
Just don't look at the needle. Don't look at the needle. What's your favorite guilty pleasure popcorn movie?
Oh man, I like really bad horror movies.
Oh, then you would
Any-
love the movie that we shot.
What is it
It's
about?
horrible. It's called Zombie X's, EXS.
Yeah, I need to see that.
You can find it. It's on Amazon, so you can find it.
Well, Dead Snow was my most fun, really silly bad zombie movie. Have you seen that?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch horror movies for some
Check
reason.
it
I don't
out.
know. But I've
love
started
horror
to
movies.
get into a few because I just don't like the ones that try to do the jump scares. I think that's kind of
I'm not
boring.
a fan of that either. I agree.
Yeah. We had watched a movie, Afflicted, which is an independent.
Yeah, that's on my list. That's on my queue. It's
Yeah,
not
that-
really a zombie film, but it's
so good.
We
So-
interviewed the guys from the movie, and we got an opportunity to see it before we interviewed them, and the movie is fantastic.
oh
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
good
So
news.
good. Yeah.
I'll move that up on my queue. Yeah, well, I wasn't sure. Like I couldn't get a read on how good it would be.
Yeah,
It's a very interesting twist on two different types of horror, but it puts a completely new twist on those two horror elements that just they bring them together so well, and the movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
That's one I can get on board with. But second one is, if they ever made a movie about your life, who would you want to play you?
Oh man, I would have said Johnny Depp a while ago. Maybe I still will. Yeah, maybe I'll stick with that.
Okay, not Billy Zabka?
Oh my god, that would be awesome. He'd have to dye his hair.
would
I don't think
Would
he would do it.
Would you want the movie to be animated?
Definitely portions of it should be animated. I think it should be like Kill Bill, where there's a huge 45-minute section in the middle that's animated.
I was going to say,
or like-
if it's
Mary
animated,
Poppins.
somebody wouldn't play him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could
I want.
vo-
I
they
want
would
Johnny.
voice him.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Are you kidding me?
like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You're mixing tunes and
Yeah.
live action.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite junk food?
I have a lot of those, but Twinkies and cupcakes. Hostess, anything by Hostess.
They do have a shelf life, just to warn you.
What?
Twinkies. They don't. They don't last forever. We found this out like a few weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was like.
It was like 75 years, right?
I thought it was only like a few months actually. I don't remember. Yeah. Our hearts were broken. Trust me.
Well, if you've ever seen Zombieland, Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
brings that up in the movie.
That's true.
So
And then he loads them with shotgun.
yeah, shotgun shell or shotgun pellet.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. If you could have your music on a soundtrack to a type of movie, what genre would it be?
It has to be Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. That would be a great one to have.
So yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I was assuming horror for some reason,
Yeah, I kind of thought like zombie or something.
Our stuff's too silly. It's too silly for horror.
or 80s
good
comedy maybe.
I mean, a Shaun of the Dead style movie would work. That sort of combines.
Yeah, like horror comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a
would
fan of Shaun of the Dead?
Huge fan. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
absolutely.
so am I. Did you see? I know we're getting off topic, but did you see The World's End?
I did. I really liked it. A lot of people
So
didn't.
did I. I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah,
probably the best of the three movies that they've done.
Yeah, I'm a little bit torn only because there's
It's
some
hard
stuff
to
in
top.
Shaun of the Dead that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's hard to top Shaun of the Dead, but
It really is. I didn't love Hot Fuzz as much. I feel like that was a little bit of a step down. No?
well, it's interesting because I've seen Shaun of the Dead, I've seen Hot Fuzz. I own them both. I own all three of them, actually. I got the opportunity to go to a screening of The World's End with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Edgar Wright.
Wow.
And before they showed The World's End, they actually showed Hot Fuzz in the theater.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was a really interesting experience because I'm in a theater full of fans of that movie. These aren't people that are seeing it for the first time. These are people that have seen this movie, know what it's about, and love it. And it made the movie that much better to view it that way.
Absolutely, that's infectious. That kind of energy.
So but I'm a fan of all three of those movies. I'm a huge Simon Pegg fan. I was thrilled to death that I got to meet him and Nick Frost, and they were both extremely funny and friendly. And
that's awesome.
It was a really cool experience. So, but I know we got to wrap things up. We actually have another interview coming up in about a half hour. So, I know we're getting popular. But we definitely want to send people.
Let me get out of your way.
Wednesday's just a busy night. Trust me, if we could, we'd probably sit here for another hour and talk.
Oh, absolutely.
So
awesome. We'll have to have you on again sometime down the road.
Absolutely. I was just gonna say, whenever you have an opening, just
especially once you release the solo album, we'll definitely have you back on.
Okay. Yeah. So next month.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can actually come on the Sunday show if he has a Sunday that's free.
Yeah, it's true.
I do have free Sundays.
So, we definitely want to send people your way, though. I want people to check out your videos on YouTube, which is youtube.com/NoMoreKings. Follow you on Twitter @DasPD. Check out NoMoreKings.com and DasPD.com because there's a ton of material on both of those sites. We mentioned your Etsy store, so check out Etsy store / what was it, Adam?
Shop
/DasPD. Just search DasPD on Etsy. And,
it's probably easier.
In general, everywhere is DasPD.
And more importantly, pick up the third album. It's on iTunes. You can buy it on your webpage. It's a great album. Pick up all three of the albums. They're just fantastic. I don't think there's a week that goes by that I don't listen to No More Kings.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I told you when we were emailing back and forth, the one time you emailed me, I saw your reply come in, and I actually was listening to Robots Don't Cry when the email came in, which, that was my iPod on random.
That's awesome.
So, but we're going to wrap up this interview. Pete, thanks so much for spending so much time with us. This was just absolutely awesome.
Brandon, Adam, thank you, man. I had a great time.
So, all right, we're going to wrap things up. Be sure to check us out. Follow us on Twitter @NXT Level Radio and check us out, www.nextlevelradio.com. We will see you a little bit later on this evening for our next interview. Until then, take care.